This episode of Horror Movie Talk is brought to you by Meta Horror. You know how you like being scared of things happening in the movie? How about being scared of things that happen in the movie that knows it's a movie? What about being scared of things that happen in a movie because it's like real life and knows it's a movie and regular things happen in it, but maybe it's real? What about being scared of regular things happening that might mean you're in part of a horror movie that knows it's a horror movie? Meta Horror. What the fuck is even happening anymore?
Is this a metal thing?
Yes. Little taste.
David, what is this?
Pretty thick.
Great.
I have to kill a lot of people. Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
I have big tits and a tiny vagina.
Oil me up, Daddy.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers big tits.
Mistletoe alert. This is butt country.
This guy was a real jerk.
How long can Hugo being pregnant?
Chomp, 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 chomp.
Oh, you're such a dick, David.
Okay, everybody, put on your corpse handling gloves.
Ew.
Hoodie Picasso.
Horror.
Hello and welcome to Horror Movie Talk. Hey, Bryce.
Hey, David.
Did you know that the man who created that song that you just heard is in this room right now?
Yes, we've been sitting in the same room for several minutes.
Well, I thought you were going to maybe like play off me and then it'd be funny or something.
Oh. So, yes,
Can't have
and he's been sitting in here for many minutes.
Welcome, please welcome to our live guest, second appearance, Mr. Fart Simpson himself.
Hey, is that the kind of intro you want?
Yeah,
Hey,
we go high energy at first and then rapidly devolve into
Right.
depression and you know.
Okay.
Fart is, you can check him out over at his Instagram. I believe it's Fart Simpson Prank Calls.
sure, yeah.
How is it?
It's Fart Simpson prank calls.
But is it an underscore first?
You got some underscores in there.
Okay. So check him out over there on Instagram. And do you have any place else people should check you out at?
I'm done with social media. I know it sounds...
You heard it here first,
Lame.
folks. BuzzFeed's gonna jump on that one and be like, Fart Simpson proclaims on Horror Movie Talk that he is done with social media.
Okay.
I am your host today. My name is David Day. Bryce sits right here.
Hi.
We've already talked. We've got a great show for you guys today. We are going to be reviewing Resolution from 2012. This is
13.
well, yeah. It does. This is Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead's first real big theatrical effort in the horror genre, and so I wanted to get in there and see what this one was all about because I really, really enjoyed The Endless from I think 2017. Anywho, you guys should check out our website horrormovietalk.com. From there, you can find a link to our GoFundMe to charity, the Trevor Project, which is going to be, we're trying to come up with $2,000 for trans and LGBTQIA plus youth to donate to the Trevor Project and try and do some good in the world instead of just always laughing about everything, seeming all cynical and stuff. So we're going to try and do some good, and you can help us out. I got to say, you know, if there's a good way to get people to get out there and start donating to this, you know, we've had a few donations, and I think we're up to $650 or so dollars, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty great. But if you're, you know, usually the women show up and really are the ones who, you know, support the show and help out a lot. But this time, there's only been one girl donate.
Yeah, but she's donated more than anyone else.
Yes, but still. Yeah, good. I'm just saying, if there's a war to be fought, when there obviously is, it's called the Battle of the Sexes for a reason. Anyway, so check out that on our website, horrormovietalk.com. You can find that link to Trevor Project just a little bit down the page. We post new episodes every single Wednesday, so make sure to subscribe to us. Leave us a nice rating. If you'd like to get a hold of the show, call us at 682-253-4468. The show goes a little something like this. We start out by giving a brief review and our score for the movie, score on a scale of 1 to 10. And after we give our score, we'll get into spoilers and take a deeper dive into what we liked and hated about Resolution from 2013. Later in this episode, I'm really excited because we're going to be playing 2 games. The first of which is Who Would Win, a game where we pit, horror movie baddies against each other and sometimes goodies against each other and see who would win. And then a very, very special iteration of fan favorite horror or porno. But this one, because we have fart on the show, this horror or porno is going to be fart themed.
Wow.
Version of horror or porno. Yes, thank you. So we watched Resolution. Right now, it is streaming on Tubi, and we were treated to something so meta that Facebook might have a case against them. So, without any further ado, let's get into the trailer.
Chris, it's Michael, your best friend. Can I come up? Yeah, man. Okay, I'm coming up, all right? Don't shoot.
What I'm asking is that you get clean for 1 week.
No.
Well, all right.
Really? Mike, what are you doing?
Look, I know this is a dark moment, but it does get better. This is the worst of it, okay? Where did this come from? Found this library book on our doorstep. What was that?
Mike, it's an old house. It's gonna make noise sometimes.
The people come here to look for aliens, ghosts and cults and gateways to hell.
What was that?
Looking into other dimensions.
Dude, you keep coming here with these recordings and these stupid stories about how you found them, and you're acting weird.
I think someone might be messing with us.
Maybe you have split personalities and you're leaving each other gifts for you to find.
Did you see that?
See what?
What? That.
That's satellites. They watch everything. What's going on, Mike?
If there is something, it is none of these things.
We need to leave before they get here. What would convince you that I'm not crazy?
Oops. So sorry. Didn't mean to keep that part in. What was I thinking?
Literally.
What was that? Say
Well, I literally.
I'm so sorry. I'm just in mess. I'm a mess over here. I don't know what's going on. My synopsis for Resolution is Mike, played by Peter Silella, heads out into the country to force his friend Chris, played by Vinnie Curran, to quit his stimulant abuse after receiving a video of him deep in the depths of psychosis. Upon arriving at Chris's domicile, Mike starts noticing lots of weird doings transpiring. After chaining Chris to the wall, the two close friends hunker down and start reliving their relationship to everyone's chagrin. As Mike begins to delve deeper into Chris's world and the rural area around the house, he keeps noticing strange occurrences that indicate that they are being watched. What is watching Mike and Chris, and how will this movie end? My review for this movie is a couple months ago, I watched The Endless, another effort by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, and I really, really loved it. It blew me away. I heard that Resolution was the first movie that they made, and it was very well, it was tied into The Endless. And so having watched The Endless before Resolution, that kind of made the experience of Resolution a lot more enjoyable and interesting for me, I think.
A ghost.
As a standalone film, Resolution is fairly interesting and compelling. It's essentially a drama with a lot of sinister mystery thrown in for good measure. Being a fairly paranoid person, a lot of the feelings conveyed in this movie are definitely familiar to me. Most of what Resolution explores is the complexities of addiction and what it means to find meaning in life. Sometimes meaning is what we make of it, and sometimes the world provides us with the bump we need to wish we had done more with what we had. Yeah, take that. Alone, it's not a groundbreaking movie, but it does do a lot in terms of meta winking and suggestions. While not as in your face with the meta as Scream, the narrative in this is so meta that it's a little daunting to fully appreciate. It's a perfect movie to follow up The Endless, which is awkward because The Endless came out like 5 years after this. And like I said, The Endless is really one of my favorite horror movies in years.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. How dare you? My score for this is a 7. I could be, after it's been a couple days since I watched it, and I think I've cooled off a little bit on it. I could move down to a high 6, but yeah, I'm sticking at a 7. What did you think, Bryce?
Yeah, high 6. I think like the the setup with the friend and the addiction is really compelling. And then everything else just feels kind of half-baked a little bit. Yeah. Like it takes a while for him to get into, the interesting parts with the actual horror movie part.
Yeah, the horror just kind of skates near horror.
Right. But yeah, I mean it's worth seeing, definitely. It's not going to be one of my favorites, but it's a really interesting film. And from the perspective of, I'm assuming this is like a more independently funded thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good low budget movie.
Yeah. What were your feelings on this one, Fart? Not going to hurt my feelings, man. You're looking at me all disappointed.
So you chose this movie because you liked another movie he made.
Yeah. Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson directed this, and I think just Benson wrote it.
Yeah. So, okay, are we doing number scale? Okay, so
well, yeah, or you can. Oh, you're going with a 3.
I'm going with a 3 on this one.
Okay, I was going to say we're on a podcast. You have to actually say it.
No, I know.
You held up a card with a 3 on it.
Yep. So, okay. Yes, it was low budget. It was $20,000 to make the movie. Yeah. So I give him that. I'm a big fan of low budget. Have you ever seen The Battery?
No.
Okay. You guys are going to have to see that. It was made for $6,000 and fucking blows you away. Now, I think my biggest issue first off with Justin and Aaron is that they're taking on too much as filmmakers when they made that movie. The fact that it was them running the camera, directing, producing all this shit, I felt it in the movie. I felt it lacked direction. It lacked some type of set cohesive. When you got 2 dudes running around trying to make a film like that, I felt that through the movie as it was, made. But I'll give him a lot of credit for taking such an ambitious goal to make this movie with just those 2 dudes. And I did more research into them, and they seem to be like a duo.
Yeah.
A filmmaking duo. They do some horror and stuff. So I checked out, what was the other one? The Endless, the trailer. You really liked it?
Oh, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'll hold it off just for this film. I was going to berate them too, but I'll hold off until I see that, because this film, yeah, it just kind of fell flat for me.
Yeah. What about it? What about it fell flat for you?
Well, I guess without giving spoilers away, just going into like the bare basics of characters and all that shit, the friend drug addict was just not believable at all to me.
Yeah, it was written kind of goofy, kind of schlocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops, shit, sorry. So I'm going to move my foot over here. So
kind of Dale and Tucker writing on him.
Yeah, it seemed like him being a drug addict was secondary to them with the whole preparation of the movie. So they're just like, yeah, you do meth. Just go with that. And I kind of, I don't know. So I just like to get sucked into a movie and kind of believe what the fuck's going on. And with this movie, there's so many layers to it. And like you said, there's so much meta going on that you might not be catching in the first view. That I almost took my words back and I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. Then I was like, oh, I think they're doing this on purpose. There's something else they're trying to get to the viewers in this. So I know it's a long explanation, but we'll just start there.
Okay.
The characters I wasn't too impressed with, the drug addiction story, all that shit. It had potential.
Yeah.
I just kept finding myself falling out of the story just because of I don't know. It just was a mess.
Yeah, it just didn't hold you.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's the dialogue. It might have just been the cinematography. And again, that just goes back to they bit off more than they could chew.
Yeah, and I think they made the choice of making it look cheap, too. I mean, they didn't use digital. I mean, it looked like they were shooting on like 8mm or something.
Yeah, it was one. It definitely felt like it was like they probably could have gotten a little more goodwill from the audience if it had been a found footage thing, because that would excuse a lot of that. The camera work was like a step or two away from found footage anyway.
It's dog shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at this in the context of, okay, if you compare this to every low budget movie that takes place in a forest, it stands head and shoulders above all of them. Like, it's pretty impressive that, I mean, putting stuff in a forest or one location for a low budget movie is like so standard. It's like what all the shittiest horror movies do, like all the independent horror movies. And it was good enough to make me forget that that's what they were doing. Because in context, it made sense, you know, that he was squatting in some shack in the middle of the woods. I mean, I like the friendship. I like the drug addict guy. I guess if I was to think about it a little bit, like a major meth addict that was basically wanting to commit suicide off of it would probably be a little more depressing and not as quippy as this guy. But in the context of the film and like making it, you know, not super depressing, it worked for me.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to compare this to another movie that we saw this year that's a single location and had a massive budget, you'd be looking at Studio 666. And this stands head and shoulders over that piece of shit that just skated by because of the Foo Fighters.
Right.
And good Lord. Did you end up seeing that one, Fart?
I did. Yeah, I also didn't like it. Not good. I think I even said that to you guys. They should have got the same film crew that made Pick a Destiny. And they should have done Studio 666. That would have been way, way, way better.
Yeah, it felt like, to me, I was like, did they shoot this at the exact same place as the original Ghoulies movie? Felt like the same location to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with shooting it like a semi-comedy horror as a band. It just makes people want Tenacious D movie. You know, another Tenacious D movie more than anything.
I wouldn't call that a problem. I'd call that the solution.
Well, not when you're not Tenacious D, though.
Oh, true. So, there you go. There you have it. We got a 7, a 6, and a 3.
Sorry, guys.
No, hey, we all have opinions. This is the thing. Everybody wants to argue about, you know, we give their favorite movie a bad score. Hey, man, if you had liked it, good on you. I'm so happy you can enjoy Studio 666, even though it is, I mean, just obviously a giant piece of shit. Yeah. With that, let's get into commercials. And if you're listening to them, you should know you don't have to. All you got to do is put your money where your mouth is. Stop being a little bitch and head over to patreon.com/horrormovietalk. And you can support us over there. Otherwise, we got to monetize this free podcast somehow.
Wow.
And we're going to be doing it with lots of motherfucking commercials, bro. But you can skip those, over at our Patreon and get access to a whole bunch of other good shit too. We got...
I will suck your dick. I will suck your fucking dick. I will do it. Just join my team.
Yeah, we will suck you. We will suck your fucking dick.
Just join our Patreon.
Hundreds, thousands of hours of extra content over there. And Fart, you're a Patreon member. How
of course.
Is it okay?
I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. Loving the afterpod.
Yeah,
that gets me through my boring times when I'm kind of ran through your episodes and I need a little bit more. And this is going to sound ridiculous, but you guys calm me down. Your voices have entered that part of my brain now where, like I mentioned, you guys aren't annoying. You're now calming me. And it's this nice, warm bath of Bryce's voice and I guess David's voice, but it's more Bryce's voice.
Champa.
Exactly. So I really enjoy the afterpods. It's nice, relaxing listening for me.
I'll try better to make calming sounds for you. Maybe I could mimic the seashore.
You incapable ass. Literally.
You can also support the show by heading over to our shop, horrormovietalk.com/shop. Buy shirts, buy stickers, buy coasters, all that crazy crap. I got to send out a shipment this week to a couple of people who were nice and bought some stuff.
Also, I should mention we added the shop we integrated it with Facebook. So now, if you don't want to go to our website, you can find our shop on our Facebook page or our Facebook group. What? And then it'll send you to our website because you can't buy it on Facebook.
Yeah, follow us on the social medias. And finally, you can check out our resident artist, Dustin Goebel. He is a professional artist who, unlike most artists, he fucks. And he fucks real hard. He also takes
nice tits, bitch.
commissions for artwork from HMT fans. So head on over there to Instagram and contact him at dgoebel00. That's at DGOEBEL00 on Instagram and make your artistic dreams come true. Almost said something else. And tell him we sent you. Finally, if you want to get a hold of us, tell us that we need to have less commercials and then we will just laugh in your face. Call us at 682-253-4468. Thanks again for listening, and let's get into spoilers. Spoilers. So at this point, we're going to spoil the movie, so don't be surprised. This movie opens with, let's see here, is it Mike? I think it's Mike. It's not Chris. It's Mike watching a video of his friend.
It's not fucking HD, Mike.
Chris. And what he's watching in this video is a man deep in psychosis who's firing guns into the air. Just...
It stinks.
Steven!
It stinks.
And
it stinks.
And he... Is that who is that? Is that
that's the critic?
That's the critic. Yeah.
I was trying to replicate the cameo on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, we know it stinks.
No.
Okay.
I don't get it. So he gets this video apparently sent to him from his friend, Chris, and he becomes obviously worried. He's with his girlfriend or his wife, or I guess it's his wife, and he's like, I gotta go do something to help my buddy because he's just going off the deep end. And so he tells her, I'm going to head out there and see if I can't convince him to go to rehab because he's on meth or crack or something.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
And so he gets out there to the absolute boonies. And this is definitely somewhere near the Mojave. I would think the filming location for this is like in the desert near LA. And he's met with gunshots.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite lines in this movie is Chris is firing just out wildly.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike's like, hey, Kay, it's me, your friend. Mike. Chris is like, okay, come on up. Just don't scare the birds.
You're fucking acting weird.
and he keeps firing, and he's like, please do not shoot me. Have either one of you guys run into anybody with a gun? Where you had to... Yeah?
Yeah. I attempted to make a documentary where Population 1, where I drove around America to these really remote places. And yeah, we were greeted by pulling into somebody's property with gunshots. They were firing at us. Basically.
They were firing at you?
Well, up in the air towards us just so we knew to get the fuck out. And we immediately got the fuck out. But, we should have known better. It's hard to contact people when it's the only person living in that zip code. So yeah, we had to just roll into their area and just, hey, you want to do an interview? And yeah, we got greeted with a gun.
That person's like, do you know who I am? I own this zip code.
Yeah, they do.
It's just me.
Absolutely. I think I told you about my rural Oregon, like they stopping twice and on the side of the road just so like my daughter could either throw up or throw up. And someone comes out with a shotgun and they're like, it's private property, get the fuck out. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you got like a 7-year-old throwing up. It's like,
you don't
wait
own the
second?
Road.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I back when I used to work for the Forest Service, I walked up on people with guns many times, and one time I came around this corner. Me and my coworker walked around this corner. It was the middle of fall. It was very quiet. We were far, far away from anything, and this monstrous mountain of a man came around the corner, and he had 2 guns. He had a shotgun and a rifle.
Okay.
And he looked...
One in each hand?
Right at us. No, they were slung over his shoulder. He looked right at us and he goes, what are you doing out here? And we're like, we work out here. What are you? He's like, it's bear season. And then he kind of like...
And he ripped his shirt open and it was like really hairy. And he started unzipping. You're like, oh shit, no!
Then you know what happened.
And you start running away and all you hear behind you is...
Wow, that's a really good... Wow. You've been watching The Revenant a lot, huh? Damn. It's very...
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So as Chris, or as Mike approaches Chris, basically we kind of learn how their friendship is, which is they're old friends, and now Chris is succumbed to stimulant abuse.
Man, you have no faith in me.
He has no faith in him. He's got a nice little meth pipe, crack pipe, and he's just huffing on that thing constantly. And you know what? Actually, now that I think of it, Fart, you live in downtown Portland. Maybe this is just too close to home for you. Maybe this just hit a vein,
Well, I was going to not really nitpick the drug performance, but as somebody who's been around plenty of meth heads and friends that I've watched them go from sober to meth heads, he portrayed a terrible meth head.
Why?
It was so not believable. Oh, I even wrote notes. Why? First off, just from somebody also who I've done meth in my time, you don't do the drug typically in front of people. So the fact that he picked up the pipe and started honking on that pipe in front of his buddy, typically meth heads would not do that. That is not, it's a very private thing. You don't just honk a pipe in front of friends and just think it's like a joint or something. So that was already, and I put on here that he should have just saved that 20 grand and took $2,000 out and hired some type of drug consultant, or maybe did a little meth himself just to know how the friend's going to be portrayed in the house. But then
do people do just a little meth? Is that a thing?
If you want to know what it feels like, and then write about it in your script.
Are people like, I'm going to go do a little meth, and then that's it for the evening?
Yeah.
It's like, well, that wasn't fucking awesome. I gotta imagine.
Right, microdose meth. That's very Portland.
People microdose meth?
No, they should, though.
I think that's just called Adderall abuse.
Yeah, no, I think since the legalization of the 6 grams, I see it all the time. Like, just the other day, I went to a FedEx, and the woman behind the counter was obviously on meth. She might have been microdosing, but she was just with her teeth and grinding, and her eyes were jittering back and forth. And I go, oh, yeah, she's on meth. Or gas station speed, one of the two.
Gas stations?
Probably meth, because it's cheaper, easier to get.
all super gacked out on that gas.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Gack. They use the word gacking rails. Wrong. That's not what it's called. If you do rails of meth, you can get gacked out. That is a term. You don't gack the rails though. That is some boomer shit. Like you got it all wrong.
You can't. It can't be a verb. It's an adjective.
Correct.
Okay, I got you.
Correct. You get gacked.
You get all gacked up. You don't get. No one performs the action of gacking.
No.
Not quite a bird. Not quite.
Sorry.
Retired.
Thought that was a different drop.
So then we kind of learned pretty quickly that Mike's plan here is to force Chris to get clean because he just stun guns him and takes the moment of incapacitation to handcuff him to a pipe. So this house he's in is just down to the studs. This whole house is just completely fucked out. Mm-hmm. And so he takes this moment after stun gunning his friend to what do you call it? Help me out here. What's the little
taser?
No, the little thing you put around your wrist.
Handcuff?
Yeah, he handcuffs him to a pipe going through the wall. Now, you know how Fart was all, it's not, you don't gack up. You get gacked up.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is my moment to be like, you know what? That pipe in the wall, that would never be. That would never be. There's like a 1/2 inch galvanized pipe running through the wall for 6 feet, through the studs for 6 feet. It doesn't go anywhere. Even if it did, I have no idea what it would be for. You don't ever, in construction, you don't ever see just a pipe that dead ends on two sides between the studs like that. You would never see that.
Can I just say something really quick on that point? This is just as a listener to some of the fun shit listening to you two. Because when you guys get into home improvement shit and roofing and stuff, I know nothing about it. So it sounds like this to me.
Non-reversible Tremie pipe to the differential girdle spring.
That's what it sounds like when you guys talk about home improvement shit.
Is that video where the guy just throws out a ton of jargon? It's like
inverse
nonsense.
reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors.
I had commercials using that exact clip.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
A lot earlier in this.
So the pipe, your home improvement mind kicked in and you saw the pipe in the house. You're like, that wouldn't be in the house like that.
It was really more when I did construction. I did construction for many years. And so, I just, you look at, you know what to look for in the bones of it. What would have been at that height in the studs was high voltage electrical wire or Romex. And that, it doesn't need, because it's behind 2 or 3 inches of stud, it wouldn't be in a galvanized pipe like that. You would never see galvanized pipe like that in a house as new as that anyway, because the plumbing would all be PEX. So everybody fucking knows this. So,
literally?
Yeah, literally, it's wrong. So then we start getting we get these little dribs and drabs of the area. And this area is like what do you call it? The Bermuda Triangle of the desert. It's very strange. There's cultists down by the river. There's shit that seems to just fall out of the sky. Like, what was the stuff about the air? And this is just peppered throughout this movie. This is kind of the stuff that triggered my paranoia, because I just have a hypervigilance. And so I notice shit that other people go, what are you talking about? If a pine cone falls out of a tree, I'm like, there's a pine cone falling out of the tree over there. And everybody else is like, can you chill out? So to me, this felt really like, oh, this place is sinister. Hey, did it give you, you guys any feels?
This is one of those parts that kind of pulled me out because it felt kind of obvious that they were just throwing a bunch of stuff in there to throw off the audience or keep the audience guessing.
Yeah.
And it didn't really have a cohesive, satisfying end. It was just like, all the antagonists are still around and something happens to them in the end. As opposed to, I don't know. It just wasn't super satisfying. But they have, like, the drug dealers, the First Nations people.
Billy and Micah?
Thank you.
They, got the cultist French people.
Yeah, for the French.
Sense of the infinite.
And, yeah, it's just a real grab bag where it just feels like the entire purpose is to throw you off balance. And when I see through stuff like that, it kind of takes me out of the movie a lot.
So let me just say, okay, I don't want you to watch The Endless because this is the reason we are reviewing this movie is to tee up for The Endless.
Okay.
So, and I think the viewing order for the two goes The Endless and then Resolution. Because all that stuff, I was like, oh, I get it. Like, this is all a big, weird pre-callback to a whole nother movie that maybe they already had planned, or maybe they just built The Endless around Resolution to make Resolution make more sense, I guess. But it's like, to me, I was very satisfied. I was like, oh, okay. It's all some weird sort of tie-in.
Yeah.
Did any of that work for you, Fart?
I mean, so we're in spoilers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so is the whole fucking grand finale at the end really the fact that they don't know they're inside of a horror movie? Because that's what Resolution is. It's the audience peering in and the characters that don't know they're actually in a horror movie. So is that really the magic trick reveal at the end? Because if it is...
No, I think...
Bullshit.
No, I don't think that's quite it. I think you're just like 1 degree off.
Okay, go ahead.
Which is... So all this stuff is happening, and Mike is noticing it, and Chris is basically in the depths of withdrawals throughout. So Mike doesn't have like a decent sounding board. He's all alone with his thoughts throughout this whole thing, and as he starts to piece it together, he realizes that we're in some sort of timeline that can resolve a whole bunch of different ways. And whatever is pulling the strings of this timeline is giving us clues ahead of time as to how it's going to resolve if we don't do this. Hence the title Resolution. Because they'll get like a video cassette or like something will start playing on the TV.
Oh, great. More shitty fucking recordings.
Wow. And it'll show them getting beat the fuck up by the First Nation guys who then execute them. And so they go, oh, well, shit, we need to get out of this house or else that is going to happen to us. And so they get out of the house and then they see the guys show up and they miss them. So then Chris at this point, Mike and Chris start to realize, oh, this thing wants to resolve our timeline somehow, but it's up to us to make sure that it's not in a bad way, and we got to figure out some way out.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the meta comes in, like the meta storyline, because it's commenting on storylines, where it's like saying, like all these, videos and pictures and stuff that come up, they're all commenting on like a story, and the resolution of the story in the third act is really what they're trying to determine. And so it's like again, a meta commentary on filmmaking or storytelling. Yeah. And I don't know, I start to check out because I've seen movies that do such a better job at it than this one, and
For
are
sure.
much more entertaining and why, like, the one that stands out for me, and it's kind of hit or miss with a lot of people, is Rubber. Rubber is like the funnest movie if you enjoy that kind of meta commentary where it's like
brilliant,
just like where you're expecting this is where movies go, and then right as you're realizing what's happening, someone comments on it, like, "Oh, it's a bad tire. Look, he's getting him the stank eye." It's like, but the tire doesn't have ice. You can tell.
You tried parallel parking in a burqa, David.
Yeah, the tires aren't just used for parallel parking.
I thought of the movie Behind the Mask.
We haven't seen that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
All right, come on. So
I started it and then I didn't get into it.
I like that movie. I would have felt that Resolution could have been a little bit more watchable if they took that approach of just letting everybody know, plus the people in the movie, this is what's happening. We're all watching this together. It's unveiling, kind of a documentary, but mockumentary, but also like really, really behind the camera type of look. And if they would have took that approach with this, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't have made it so serious of a film. And I guess that's what their biggest thing was. They wanted to keep this still really serious and like hit all the points of drug addiction and best friends and all that shit. But once they realize that the tapes are helping them to not get killed and yada, 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 what are they doing and I'm just really going off the cusp here, but what are they doing in the movie to help us then figure out that this is what's happening besides just playing the tape and then them not seeing that they're getting beaten to death? Like, what else? Was I missing anything else? Subtleties that was giving us hints that this is really what's going on?
It was the dialogue mostly. It was. I think like that's where I got my cues from, was basically Mike like positing, because Mike has been working overtime on this detective issue, and Chris has just been like doubting him the whole time, and I don't. Is that how you feel about it, Bryce? Like, I feel like they're trying, like with Mike's dialogue, that's how they're trying to explain these anomalies.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of exposition and assumptions made through Mike's dialogue.
And a lot of them end up being right with Mike.
Right.
And
I'm gonna fucking strangle myself with my fucking shoelaces, man. I swear to God.
That's how I felt halfway in the movie.
You really did not like this.
I mean, dude, I am so open for everything, but I guess you got to see The Battery. I want to give these dudes credit for the low budget and doing everything themselves, but The Battery did that fucking incredibly execution, and it was a $6,000 film.
That's crazy.
And you know what the crazy thing is that the dude, Justin Benson, ended up hiring the guy from The Battery for the movie Spring.
I really do want to watch Spring as well. I've heard a lot of good things.
Strangely, they crossed paths, those guys.
Interesting. And
two low-budget filmmakers.
Is The Battery, what's the vibe on that one? Is it deadly
funny,
serious?
just zombies? So if you love that best friend helping another friend tale where they're stuck in a place together, The Battery's it. It's two friends stuck in a car during the zombie apocalypse, and it kind of opens like that, where they're all in the car and they're getting swarmed by zombies, and it kind of opens. So really funny shit. Like, no spoilers, but a funny moment where like the dude ends up leaving the car to go get some supplies, and the other guy's in there. A woman zombie walks up to the car, and her tits are pressing against the car window. So he just starts jerking off to a zombie because it'd been like a year since they had seen a woman. So those little things I really think is funny, but they try to keep it very serious, like just zombie best friend. Low budget. I mean, $6,000. I don't know what the fuck you can do with $6,000, but they did it. So
you can do zombie.
Can I see one titty?
You can do zombie tit jacking, apparently. You know, you mentioned Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Mandy B over on our Patreon has been voting for us to watch that for months now.
It's fun.
I'm just saying.
It's a fun watch.
I'm not seeing any other entries into, except for maybe Bob R's An American Werewolf in London.
You know.
If you guys want to help out Mandy B to get us to review Behind the Mask, she's been voting for that for months. So maybe I've heard a lot of good things about that one. Did you enjoy that one?
Yeah. I watched it sober and then once on LSD. So
wow,
both times are really fun. The LSD one made you think you're seeing way more than really what's going on, because it's a very much like they play on you're watching the film, and they kind of play on like knowing that you're watching it.
You know, I think Bryce might have. Can I share?
We'll talk about it on the after.
Okay, all right. Fair enough.
Afterpod.
Yeah, you might have watched The Rise of Leslie Vernon, or the Rise of Leslie Vernon as well.
Not great, but it's cool. It's a fun film.
So towards the end of the movie, we've seen a lot of shit. There's weird people in caves. There's Frenchmen out in trailers who are like, this Frenchman guy, I guess, is actually notable enough to mention. This dude he says some stuff about the area. Mike gets over there and starts talking to this guy who's basically lived in the area for a long time. And,
the students.
And this dude has the lowdown on what this area is about. He's like, a lot of people come out here to try and find aliens or,
aliens,
dark cults, ghosts. He's got all kinds of stuff but he's like, really, it's kind of everything. It's kind of everything all at once. Everything everywhere all at once that's out here. And so you don't really get a set. That is one thing about this that I wish was a little bit more definitive. Is I just wish we got to kind of know a little bit more about whatever this thing is that's manipulating time and space.
Manipulating light and sound waves.
And light and sound waves, yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck was the point of all that? And this?
One day the noise went into the woods and they never returned.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I mean, no, you'll like The Endless.
Okay.
I mean, or you'll just be like, why didn't they just do it this way? For resolution. So I don't know, maybe you'll be irritated by it, but who knows?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about Resolution 2013. And at the end of this whole thing, they've dodged every single attempt at murder. Horrible death. They've dodged the crackheads coming out to kill him. They've dodged the First Nations people coming out to kill him. And so it seems like they've done everything right. But whatever this entity is rises up at the last scene of this thing and nabs him. So that's...
I'm sorry, I'm not at all following what you're saying.
That's how I felt at the end. When the fucking shadow started creeping up, I'm just like, what's happening now?
It's the thing that controls time and space in this area. It is he who shall not be named.
So what the fucking students are doing there? Yeah, Champa, the fucking students. What are they doing there? The French students coming in. Blah, 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 blah. That story went nowhere. What is the purpose of those students? What's the side plot for? How does that help reiterate that this is a movie that they don't know that they're in and that we're helping them get out of situations through the videotapes? What the fuck does the students have to do with anything?
Bryce?
Yeah. Besides
retired.
You think I'm retarded?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's all like color, really.
Retarded?
Like all the drug dealers, the First Nations, the French, the stories behind it. It's all just filler to show that, something strange is happening and you're pawns in the game of this other dimensional creature or whatever.
Dimensionally challenged creature.
Right.
Pompous little shits.
Handy
those two
dimensions.
filmmakers.
You don't like the filmmakers for this.
I think I kind of hate them now. I made the mistake of watching interviews of them and them just kind of like fucking stroking each other off during the interview. I don't know.
Shut.
Fucking
daft cunt.
Wow. God, you guys hate this.
I didn't say hate. I would have given it a 1 then. I gave it a 3 just because they actually executed and finished the film.
Fart's watching this movie and he's just like...
His name's David. He's a massive idiot.
We get it. You like Bryce more than me. Really, I like Bryce's voice on the thing. So, recommendations.
Oil me up, Daddy. It's dinner time. And I'm a little soup boy, Champa Champa.
This is barely a review anymore. I don't even know what's up. This feels like the weirdest meta episode we've ever done.
Did I tell you guys that when I was helping you do the Hereditary, that you guys didn't know, but there was a moment where you two went behind the scenes and you thought that I wasn't paying attention and I wasn't recording, but I actually recorded this with you two behind the scenes.
Oh, I don't like
on
this.
The street is you got a fat cock.
Yeah, I'm not lying.
I actually really, really appreciate Dave's cock.
You want to rub your cock together with mine and some oil?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
David, very talented.
Well, it's felt really good.
Dude, what were you guys doing back there? I just stuck my phone in there and hit record, and that's what I got.
Oh, man.
Oh, so if you guys didn't come out to one of our live shows in Vancouver, Washington at the Kiggins,
you can hear what you missed.
You missed out big time. Fart was there for the last two.
Wow.
The Fly and Hereditary, and he was helping us out with drops and was just dealing with the sound and our PowerPoint and all that. And I think there's a good chance we're gonna start another series of those up in August, going over into October. So don't make any plans for those 3 or 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure to leave those open, and then you can come out and participate in the Cult of Horror with Horror Movie Talk out here in Vancouver, Washington.
I'm not lying.
But that was private.
Sorry, guys.
I really don't appreciate being recorded.
It's on air
like
now.
that.
Tough shit.
This episode was brought to you by paganism, the religion that lets you worship your dick. Paganism, the religion that worships your dick.
And now,
I'm
going to attempt to regain some control and say we are going to play our first game. Well, first of all, who would like this movie? Who'd like Resolution? We'll start with Fart.
Young people?
Okay.
Because they wouldn't catch that it was a bad movie?
So demeaning.
People that watch Netflix movies, I guess?
Oof. Wow. Shots
Wow.
Saving Private Ryan is on Netflix. Do you not like Saving Private Ryan?
I mean, movies made by Netflix.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And Bryce, you, anybody you would recommend to see this?
Yeah, fans who like low budget, meta storyline stuff it's good.
Yeah, agreed.
It's good.
Is that right?
It's good. Who would win? This is our first game. I'm just going to be pitting some horror movie characters against each other, and you guys have to debate who would win. So here we go. Our first pairing is going to be. Okay, I gotta level the stakes here a little bit. I was gonna do one alien, a xenomorph, versus one predator, but I just don't think that's fair. So we're doing 20 aliens, 20 xenomorphs against one predator. Bryce, who would win?
I mean, the 20 aliens would massacre one predator.
Yep.
I guess it depends on the starting. Okay, so we need an arena here, right? So we'll say 20 aliens on one side of a Super Bowl stadium, of a football stadium, or maybe a basketball, maybe smaller, like the Moda Center. One side, and then the other side, and then fight.
So like those war simulator games?
Yeah, and this goes for all of these. This arena.
That would kind of take away the alien superpower, which is,
getting up close,
hiding wherever they want.
I mean, they can shift through the seats. They can get down. You know how they crawl real fast and real low.
Oh, I thought we were talking about on the green.
Oh.
Well, no, if they could actually hide or get into the building.
Yeah.
The predator doesn't stand a chance.
You don't think so?
No, because the predator is really the most dangerous with all his little fucking gadgets and stuff. So once the aliens get a hold of him, and let's just say some of his gadgets aren't able to work, they're gonna fucking rip him open.
Yeah, I think.
The predator could see them coming with night vision and stuff, but
at what point
it doesn't matter if there's 20 of them.
At what point does the predator win? What, 10 aliens, 5 aliens?
Probably 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You think 4 or 5?
I played the Genesis game. I know how it works.
He knows what's up.
The Predator's pretty strong, but with more aliens jumping up on them, it's a numbers thing.
Dude, there's an Aliens versus Predator. There's a couple Aliens versus Predators games on PC that are fabulous. I love them. Anywho, okay, next pairing. We got this one is actually set at sea because that's the only place it can be. Ash Ketchum on a boat. No, not Ash Ketchum. Ash from
Evil Dead.
From Evil Dead on a boat versus Jaws. All he's got is his shotgun and his chainsaw in a boat.
How big is the boat?
It's a boat-sized boat.
Is it the boat from Jaws?
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
He's going to need a bigger boat.
Oh.
Hey-o. Look at this.
I feel like Ash would win.
Ash would win against Jaws?
Does he have the chainsaw arm, or is it just a chainsaw?
Chainsaw arm.
Yeah, definitely. All day.
Are you too?
I mean, he already gets, like, limbs chopped off, and it's nothing to him. So, like, he would be, like, Quint.
He has no maritime experience.
Sliding down into Jaws' maw, and be like, no! And then he'd get his legs chomped.
Chompa.
Oil me up,
and
Daddy. It's dinner time.
And then he would just use his
I'm a
chainsaw
little
arm
soup
to, like,
boy. Chompa
cut himself out, or, like, just cut the entire jaw off Jaws.
That's interesting.
That'd be good.
I feel like it could be, like, for the sake of the story that you just threw down, I feel like it could be a draw, but Ash doesn't have any maritime experience here. He's not, he doesn't have he doesn't have what's his face on the boat with him. It's just him. He's a primarily land-based superhero.
I feel like he's very mechanically inclined, though.
We are in Jaws' element.
He's an engineer.
We're in the sea.
Besides biting the boat, which I guess that's Jaws' main defense.
It's his thing.
Yeah, but the moment it gets close, he's gonna and hit that fucking shark every time it comes to take a chompa of the bite. He's gonna be one step ahead, just chainsawing that motherfucker and blasting it with a gun. No.
It took blowing him up to stop him. It took blowing him up. Flesh wounds mean nothing to Jaws.
That's true. I guess at that point, yeah, what can he fucking do? He's got a chainsaw and a gun and then Jaws on a boat. I mean, he can't get through.
The boomstick only pierces a little ways through water. It's not a rifle.
Well, I feel like, it would be over the top. You would have to think about the Evil Dead universe. So I think Ash would just jump into Jaws' mouth, like not get bitten, but go all the way in and cut his way out.
There it is. If any artists are listening to this, we want a poster rendition of Jaws versus Ash.
Right.
I think this would be pretty epic.
If only we knew an artist that could do that.
Yeah. I know where that's from. Okay, next pairing. We got Rosemary's Baby versus Chucky.
I mean, come on, dude. What the fuck is the baby gonna do? I guess
he's the devil.
I know, but it's a fucking.
I don't know, but so obviously Rosemary's Baby is a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
he needs. Well, he has the. Okay, we'll put some guardrails on this. He has Rosemary as a wet nurse still.
I mean, I guess the argument you could say is like Rosemary's Baby is going to be surrounded by cultists.
Right.
And the cultists are pretty sneaky themselves.
True.
Chucky has the advantage of voodoo and lightning.
Yeah.
I mean, he could take out multiple cultists with lightning.
It's true.
Although he's never called lightning down before necessarily. It's always been incidental.
I feel Chucky'd still get it.
Yeah, me too.
Wow.
I feel like he would just walk up, slice up the wet nurses, and crawl out right into the crib and just be like, got it right here.
Okay.
And stab that baby.
You and Bryce are just two peas in the same pod. I think this is definitely Rosemary's Baby. He's the fucking devil, bro.
Yeah.
All right, but how does Rosemary's Baby end? Don't they light the baby on fire or some shit, or what happens?
No, it's just like, I'm going to take care of this baby because he's my baby.
Oh, that's right. And it ends with her holding, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, spoilers.
I don't think anybody gives a shit.
There's just something 60-something movie from 66 or something like that.
Well, it doesn't deserve to be spoiled since it was made by Roman Polanski.
True, yeah. If
Very
you're going to
true.
watch pedophile movies, then,
That's the one to watch, definitely.
Yeah.
Fucking
for sure.
assholes.
It is awesome. Okay, next pairing, we have Godzilla, the largest entry on this list, versus the worms from Slither.
What?
Wow.
Well, the worms have to work as a unit. You know, you got to have a lot of them to even make a dent on Godzilla.
Okay, we're gonna here are the preconditions. We have the worms from Slither have fully taken over the town that Slither is set in. Okay, so that's how many worms we got. It's like a critter ball worth of worms versus Godzilla. And they're feisty, you know.
Honestly, I think this is pretty even because Godzilla could see them approaching and then just use his breath to burn them all. But
you're never going to get them all. Can't catch
them. They'll overwhelm them eventually. And isn't even if just one gets in, that's
enough.
Curtains.
Man, and they're so tiny compared to Godzilla. Like, how
That's
could
what I mean.
Except maybe as a parasite, they're not able to latch on to
That would be their
Godzilla's.
only way to do is latch on and get through that thick exterior skin he has.
I don't see that happening.
You can go through his nose.
There you go.
Nasal cavity.
That's a really high place to get to, though, to get up in those nostrils.
You're going to get up in there and
Godzilla's got those short little
get
stubby
Godzilla
arms.
all gacked out on worms.
Just crawl up his tail. Like his short little stubby T-Rex arms can't reach around and swat him off.
Depends on which
His
Godzilla
back.
we're talking about, I suppose. If it's the Matthew Broderick Godzilla, you'd have no problem swatting him off.
True.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess.
Killing in the name of I like that pairing. That's I think my favorite pairing I've ever done. Hey, could you in the meantime can you get the horror porno intro ready? We need that.
It's
Yeah.
Okay. So our next actually I might be able to as well.
Yes!
Anywho, last pairing.
oh, I got it.
Fart. Tell me who would win between Poltergeist versus Toby from Paranormal
From The
Activity?
Office?
No.
Oh.
I haven't watched Paranormal Activity.
You've never watched any of the Paranormal Activity movies?
No way.
No way. You know how I feel on those types of movies. That shit where the sheets get pulled off the bed and it's all done through nanny cam and all that. No, I can't do it. Yeah, it's not going to work for me. So I don't even know what the second thing is, but the first one was...
Poltergeist.
talking about the little girl?
No, the ghost that haunts the house in Poltergeist.
So yeah, through the TV, all that shit. Yeah, well, Bryce, you got to answer this one,
is Bryce.
I haven't seen Paranormal.
I'd say Bryce is most fit to answer this question in this room.
Sorry. I apologize for all the coughing and phlegm in this episode. Thanks.
Those are all drops. That's not really Bryce.
I feel like I think Poltergeist might have this one.
Versus Toby?
Versus Toby. I mean...
What the fuck's a Toby? Is that the ghost?
It's the ghost from
It's not a
Paranormal.
ghost, it's a demon.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's more powers behind the Poltergeist than Toby.
I don't think...
It's an even match, but I think Poltergeist pulls it out.
I think you're so wrong.
And really, what would happen is the Poltergeist would just suck the entire house into one infinitesimal point in space, and then Toby wouldn't have nowhere to go anyways.
Toby's not on this plane.
Well, yeah.
They're both extraplanar.
Whoa, unbelievable.
I guess.
Whoa.
I feel like this would be one of those like team ups like in the original the Avengers, the Marvel Avengers, where it's like, oh yeah, you get to see Thor fight Captain America, but then they become friends in the end. They do like the Arnold Schwarzenegger like,
yeah, they grab arm grab, yeah,
and eventually they just team up.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. I think the way this goes is they both go, hey, you want to catch little kids? Mm-hmm. And they kind of like nod at each other, and then Pennywise comes in, and they're like they're like, hey, the trifecta of pedo ghosts.
I mean, yeah, they're like, individually we can barely hold on to one small child, but together, with our powers combined,
yeah,
we become...
You get the legs and
Captain
I'll get the arms.
Pedo.
I just needed somebody to grab the arms before. Okay, great. Now we've sorted all that out. Now to the piece de la resistance. Horror or porno. Horror Porno is a little game where I pull clips from some horror movies and some porno movies, and then I play them for Bryce and Fart, and then they have to guess which one's a horror and which one's a porno. And this is and you get an extra point if you guess the horror or the porno that it is actually from.
That I won't be able to do. Have you ever heard this clip from this porno?
So last night, I fucked my nephew's ass.
Damn, David. What the fuck is that from?
I never did that. I never did that. Okay, so here we go. This is the first clip. Let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clips. So
Jesus.
Let's just dive right into these. Start you nice and easy. Here we go. First clip.
Please, sit. It was the chair. Yes, the chair.
Now, this is a fart-themed horror or porno, so prepare your anus for that. Bryce, do you think this is a horror movie or a porno movie?
I feel like this is probably a porno, and if I'm gonna take a stab at it, I'm gonna say that's Fappin' Granny's 5.
Okay, well, that's a bold statement. Fart, what do you think?
I also think it's a porno, but I don't know the name.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you're both wrong on both counts. This is a
Falconel.
Yeah, this is a horror movie. This is actually Scary Movie 3.
Fucking shit.
That was Queen Latifah with those big whiffs. Okay, next clip. And y'all can play along at home, you know. Don't deprive yourself. Here we go. Next clip. That wasn't it. Okay.
That's definitely, I have that sound effect.
Criminy.
That shit sound effect.
Okay.
Yeah, because that is permanently burned into my brain, the cadence of that shit plopping. So I'm going to say
Wait. Then since you know, Bryce, you go first.
I'm going to say that's porno.
Okay.
And I don't know the exact porno, but it's got to have toilet cam in the title.
Okay, now Fart.
I agree. Same.
Okay, well, you're both right. It is a porno, but that was called Back Up the Bussy.
Yes. The what?
The Bussy. This is not something you're
like a butt pussy?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The Bussy.
You're in the know.
Yeah, it's
nice.
It's a new one. So, okay, here we go. This is clip number trace.
Stay right there.
Sometimes I think you've lost whatever friggin' marbles you ever had.
Jesus.
That's Grumpy Old Man.
Every time I think I'm desensitized to this bit.
I want to show you that clip. I think we should watch that.
I don't think I want to see it.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
Yeah. Well, I recognize it.
Really?
So far, you're both on the board with 1 point.
This is kind of a cheat. Because I just saw this clip. And the movie hasn't been released yet. There's just a teaser clip on, like, Stephen Colbert's Late Show. And this was from Hocus Pocus 2.
Oh, that's a good guess. Good guess. Fart, what do you think?
I say it's also from a movie. Not a fucking clue, though, the name. But not a porno.
Not a porno. You are both wrong.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is actually Fart Fuckers 4. This is
fuck yourself.
Porno.
How do you fuck a fart?
Well,
I guess.
Would you like me to play the clip again? Okay, here we go. You're still on the board, one apiece. Here we go. Fourth clip. Horror or porno?
Hello.
Want to have a little fun?
Who's this?
Tell me your name and I'll tell you mine.
I don't think so.
What's that noise?
Oops. I farted. I didn't think you would hear me.
No, that popping noise.
Oh, I'm making popcorn. I'm getting ready to watch a video.
Can I go first? I got this.
Yes, absolutely. You can go first.
So that's definitely a movie. It's a parody horror movie. I just don't know which one of the stupid ass fucking either scary movies or the one with Leslie Nielsen, which had a different title to it. It's one of those.
Okay, that one you're thinking of is Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Yeah, I'm
Or
gonna
Repossessed.
I'm gonna say that scary movie, the original.
It's one of them. It's got to be.
Okay, a point for each of you, but an extra point for Bryce.
Yay!
That is Carmen Electra in Scary Movie.
No way.
Yes, way. And now, Bryce has 3 points and Fart has 2 points. This is a game named after you, Fart. So, I mean, yeah. Okay. You can pull it out. I know you can.
Angry David.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Literally. Fuck you. Chill out.
Why did you have to make Angry David on the Reload album? That makes me so angry.
Chill out.
I'm so angry that you put that on Metallica after the Black Album.
You don't like Fuel?
No, are you fucking kidding me?
Fuel's great.
Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
All right.
I agree with me. Holy shit.
Fuck off.
Dude, anything after the Black Album, Metallica should have just killed themselves. Okay. And really kind of the Black Album, too. Like, I'm not a big fan. Yeah, no. How's your feeling on the Black Album, Fart?
Come on. The Black Album? We're talking about, like, the legendary Metallica Black Album.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Well,
how could it not be good? That
well,
shit.
because it's not Metallica. I don't know. It just doesn't feel
compared to Ride the Lightning and Justice for All. You mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as thrash metal as their. Okay,
that's my point.
I know you're a thrash metal fucking fanatic.
Okay, so here we go. So Bryce in the lead with 3 points. Fart with 2 points. Next, this is our fifth. Is this a horror or porno clip?
Wait, did we even guess that last one?
Yeah. You're stepping on it. Really important that you listen to the,
it's a porno.
Okay, and what? Which one? You want to guess?
I couldn't guess one porno of my life depended on it.
Yeah.
0 titles. For me.
I'm gonna say this is a porno, and this is Fart Fucker 6.
Good guess. Both of you are wrong on both counts. This is a horror movie. This is Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Little 80s ditty. Okay, so we're still 3-2, Bryce. Here we go. 6th clip. Is this horror or porno?
You tight little pussy. Oh, yeah, right there, baby. Right there. Yeah. Juicy little thing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Going back on that.
Oh my god! The guy's voice just makes it
hungry,
for me.
devouring
Holy
twat.
cow. It's more disturbing when it's less violent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and also, if that's a movie, that's lacking a lot of timing and cadence into dialogue.
Right.
They're letting that scene ride if that's a movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just some guy low key, just like, yeah. And then someone just not having a real good time.
She was having a great time.
Play back the tape.
Oh. Pussy. Oh, yeah, right there, baby. Stay right there.
Oh.
Juicy little thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess she was having
I was
okay
watching
time.
it. She was having a great time.
All right.
She was loving it.
I'll say that's a porno.
Okay.
I don't know the title.
Yeah, me too. I'll say Fart Knockers Part 6.
Holy shit. Yeah, actually, this is a Fart Fuckers. And, I mean, it's a long line. Surprisingly, I had to go back to that series quite a bit. So, actually, this is 8.
Okay.
So, but I'm still giving it to you.
You should give him half a point for being an even number.
Okay, well, you both get a point. This makes you tied. So, you're basically 4-4.
Comes down to this.
This is it. Here we go. Horror porno. Final clip. Was that a parrot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. Final clip. Here it is. Just brings me right back to watching it. Just delighted.
I'm pretty sure I know this one.
You do not.
This was from a deleted scenes, and this is from The Witch. This was an epilogue from The Witch.
God, I wish that was real. Are you being serious, Bryce?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
What? The movie The Witch. This is a deleted scene?
Yeah.
Can you play that? Just give me one more taste of that now that I put it in context.
There's no way this is from The Witch.
No, you can if you listen closely, you hear it go, oh, Black Phillip.
I gotta go with a porno.
Okay.
And, I don't have a title. I got nothing.
Okay. Well, I'm afraid this is... Here we go. Do you have a drum roll, perchance?
I do, actually. Hold
okay, because this is the tiebreaker, and you guys... And the winner is... Fart.
Oh!
Obviously, that wasn't The Witch.
What?
Yeah, you could just hear it in the tone of the room, like it was too echoey.
Also, Bryce, come on. Were you even trying on that last one?
He knew.
You watch the deleted scenes and you'll know
really
how close I am, yeah.
I mean, he's got a really serious face right now, so I gotta give it to him. There's deleted scenes like that involve farting and is it the girl, the parents?
Yeah, it's the epilogue. It's like after
Bryce
they get floated up.
And then messing with you.
And then in the air, Black Phillip arrives and just starts fucking all of them. Bullshit.
It's not nice to mess with the guest at this point.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Word on the street is you got a fat cock.
You done it now, Jordy Verrill? You lunkhead.
That's Stephen King himself.
Oh, yeah, from Creepshow?
Yeah.
That's a great one. I was just talking about how terrifying Moss is.
Oh, dude.
Right? And he totally made Moss scary.
Make Moss scary again.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
King. You guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Horror Movie Talk. We had a great time, and I hope you guys had a good time too. That was one of my favorites. Instead of the outro, we're gonna play you out with Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. And but before I do, help us out by sharing the show with a friend. Check out Fart Simpson on Instagram at _Fart Simpson prank calls. And if you'd like to support the show, do so on Patreon or by clicking through the Amazon link at the top of our page. Please help us get to the $2,000 GoFundMe goal for our donation to the Trevor Project, where we will be helping LGBTQIA plus youth. And we'll appreciate you very much, and you'll get that good feeling from knowing you helped a meaningful cause. So special thanks to Fart for coming out. Thank you so much, Fart.
I'm dickhead.
Yeah, well, I mean, we still love you. And you guys give us a call at 682-253-4468, and you'll get on the show. We love you. Here's Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.